Oh, now,
Yeah, you're not rocking with the Kingston and you listening
girl,
to
I
DJ Real.
love you. Darling, slow down.
Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on the Powerhouse radio station are those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other hosts or advertisers. The show, found on the Powerhouse radio station, can promote any lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or other personal practice. These shows are for entertainment purposes only and are not intended to treat, diagnose, and/or claim any cure of disease or conditions. Opinions stated by various contributors to the Powerhouse Radio and its programming are not to be considered as endorsed by the Powerhouse Radio station. Visitors are urged to use their own discernment to draw their own conclusion. We emphasize the importance of keeping an open mind. You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the Caribbean.
Well, greetings, Massive and crew. How are you all doing? How are you all doing? I'm hoping that you all are fantabulously fabulous. So, yes, we are back. We are back. Man, I'm telling you, yeah, we've been MIA for a minute. Yeah, we've been MIA for a minute. And as we all know, things going on, life is lifing and situations is happening. So, greetings to you, Dr. Ross. Big up yourself. Dr. Ross says greetings. He also says, Lady D, big up yourself, Mama. Blessings to you. Man, I'm telling you, we are back. We are back, and we're definitely glad to be back after all that's transpired in the last couple of weeks. And just want to apologize to each and everyone for not being here, but we were in grieving. We were grieving. So but we're back because the show has to go on. How about that? The show has to go on. Lots of great topics. Want to say big shouts to each and every one. Invite each and every one to tune into all the fantabulous programmings that's right here on the Powerhouse Radio, kicking it off each and every Sunday night. It's all about love, nothing but love. Yes, we will be resuming on Sundays from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. So check out All About Love with all your love numbers, love colors, love questions. Oh, I'm telling you, it's all about love. So the best in love music. And be sure to join us as well each and every Wednesdays for Let's Gripe. Check out Let's Gripe Hot program. If you have a gripe, then check them out. All right, that's each and every Wednesdays from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. You have Tonya, you have McKenna, you have Dr. Ross, and you have MJ. So make sure that you check them out each and every Wednesday nights. All righty. And then it's all about what you're doing right now. You're tuning right here into Reasoning Thursdays with yours truly, Lady D, the queen of all queens. The man, the Darespecta demanding his respect. You have Jai, the baby of the bunch. You have Noni, the one with the juice. And you have MC, the philosopher herself. So check us out each and every Thursdays. That's 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. for Reasoning Thursdays, where no topic is off limit. And the motto is we agree to disagree. All righty. All right. And each and every Saturdays, you need to tune into the Body Show. And that's the Lady D show on Saturdays, 12 to 4 p.m. This week, we're interviewing Sir Alexander, aka he used to go by the name of Little Pinchers, right? So yeah, so he's changed up his name to Sir Alexander. So we're going to be interviewing him right here on the Lady D show. That's Saturday. His airtime should be around 2 o'clock, but no, just come in from 12 and enjoy the energy and the vibes with yours truly, Lady D. All righty, man, it's a fantabulous day. Noni, what a go on, long time.
Long time, long time. So good to be here tonight, Lady D. And panel, miss y'all.
Hey, yeah, we miss you too, girl.
Yeah. So
For real.
yeah, it's definitely good to be back and to, definitely discuss these great topics. I'm sure we're gonna have some good ones tonight.
Yes.
So let's do it. I'm here. Welcome, welcome everybody that's listening on every type of platform: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and all the above. I look forward to it. Glad to be back.
Glad to have you back. Queen, what a guan, my sister.
Night, 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 everyone. Good night, good night. Like Noni said, we are on all the platforms. Remember, share it with your
Hey,
friends, your
Ethan, come here.
family members, everybody. Share it with them. Let them know that we're on and let them know what we're about. Okay, we share information and we talk about it and discuss it. So, welcome.
All right. Jai, the baby of the group. What's up?
Welcome back, everybody. Hello, hello. Happy Thursday.
And what's up? What's up? What's up to you, the respecter?
I just enjoy how these ladies come on every night after night, pretending to be so nice. They soft, sweet voice, like they can mash hands. Hello,
Oh,
everybody.
I am very nice. Thank you.
I'm telling you too.
he's always trying
You
it.
too, right, Noni?
It.
You nice
Man, I'm
young lady.
he is always nothing but the mess of the mess of the mess. All right, man. Big shouts to you. Don't mind it. Blessings to you. Blessings. MC. MC say hi, Reasoning Thursday panel. She says she's waiting for that computer to load. She gonna see us soon. All right, man. We're back. We're back, and we have some. I don't know. All sorts of stuff happened when we weren't here, but we can't go back. So yeah. Don't share. Don't MC the respecter. She said, "LOL, the respecter too much." Right? Like we're not innocent and all of them things there. But anyway, we have a lot to talk about, to reason on. But we're not gonna reason on a lot. We're just gonna pick maybe two or three topics, two or one or two or three topics, and go with those. All right, and might drop in here and there, but some serious stuff. Um, I've been looking in our. I've been looking in our log. Share up the live. Share up the live. Come on. I've been looking into our chat, and mighty goodness, you know what? One of the weeks we have to dedicate to pastors and religion, not even religion, just pastors' thoughts on some of these things, because some of these stuff is total madness. So I think next week maybe we can dedicate a little bit of it to pastors, and because I mean, their logic, some of their logics just doesn't make any sense. Although they said don't, listen, we have to
I
be.
didn't I didn't know you could preach, Lady D.
Yeah, yes, I can.
I didn't know you could preach.
I can. Come on now. My father was a bishop. I think he was one of the most saints in the world, because he was. We used to always say when we were younger, he's one of the poorest pastors, but he was so rich in 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 his beliefs and his teaching, and he was just a man of valor. And I don't know if those pastors exist anymore, but yeah. But anyway, um don't mind it. I was skimming through some of the things that popped up, notifications that popped up, and one of the notification that popped up from Don, who posed a question on his page that says crime is more prevalent in poor white communities, the same as poor black communities. Poverty breeds crime. So wanted to touch on that a little bit, in regards to the question. and does poverty really breed crime? And I've read one or two comments underneath his post, so we're gonna reason on that. Um, Jesse Jackson, pioneer civil rights activist, ran for president 2 times, but he's not worthy of being placed in the rotunda.
Mhm.
We got to talk about that. Yeah. Um, uh, they're saying that Andrew Holness has been put on blast. America is after him. We done already can't get no visa. Oh, where Andrew I know.
Mhm. Mhm.
What is he doing?
Mhm.
We already can't get no permanent. So now he looking for them to
What
take
about he's right? Yeah, what
free
he's doing, I agree. Yeah,
now.
few things I agree with, but
Oh,
I agree with what he's
I'm
doing.
just throwing it out there, Queen. I'm just hold up, hold up. Don't run me over. Don't run me over. Jai throws some subjects in there that Jai, man,
Mhm.
oh, you trying to take us to some dark spots in this group here, some dark spots. That's why I said we have to talk about these pastors, because you have a pastor that's saying Pastor Sparks debate about saying Jesus was pretty queer because he had no wife and hung out with 12 men. I mean, like, where is the logic to these things? Where's the logic? Then you have another one, whom is the Grand Wizard, but he prefers to be called the mutual director, natural or something like that director, and he's a pastor, and he looked like in the other sense not he doesn't have any sense either, because he says the Bible. He doesn't listen. We have listen. Them
No, the catch with him is he's a part of the KKK.
Yeah, he's the KKK. He's the grand. That's what I say. He's the Grand Wizard, but preferred to be called the Natural Director.
I was just putting that out there in case nobody caught on to what the Wizard was.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And he's
Mhm.
changed. So just FYI, the name for KKK is no longer. It's alleged that it's now Knights Party. So anywhere you go and you see something say Knights Party, KNIGHTS Party, then you know you're not welcome. Okay. And he's saying that the Bible was not interpreted for black people. It was interpreted by white people for white people. It was made by white people for white people. So listen, you can't make these things up you can't make these things up. Okay? Then you have it where people is just being encouraged to buy some farmland. Now, I think that a couple of individuals may need to come together and just make up their mind, put their resources together, their funds together, buy a couple of acres of land and farm. It doesn't have to be just in hot weather. Go and farm, because what most of these people buy some gold, buy some silver, you know, as I've been stating all the time, make sure that you pack away your emergency food, get those Lolar bags and pack some rice in it. You don't have to go out and buy the emergency food. Just make your own, do some canning, go on YouTube, learn how to do canning. I've been watching it the other day on how to can food, and I ordered me some of the Lolar bags, where I'm going to put my rice in there, and once you seal it, it lasts for 30 years. Okay, so you don't have to worry about going out there and spending a whole heap of excess money to buy those Oreo foods and all of them stuff. You can make your own cost effectively. Okay, so we need to we need to get into the mix. So we're gonna drop that up in there too. So let's just dive in it. The respecter wanted to touch Jexy Jackson before, because Don topic right there is a little hot topic to about being poor and
Well,
fine. Go ahead.
this is the main one that our friend wants to jump in first.
Okay, go
So
ahead.
I thought he was gonna call in or
Yeah, he
get
may
the
call.
link.
He may call it. I sent him the link though. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead there, the respect. I'm sorry. I touched that by mistake. The respecter?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, my brother.
Me no want start it. Me want done start it.
No, but you started. That is not in here to start it. Go ahead.
No,
Talk.
it's just a crying it's just a crying shame that they're trying to, exclude him out of what he deserved. He
Mhm.
earned and deserved. He is the one politician in this country history that was able to go to any country and negotiate on behalf of those people who are called hostage. And a
Right.
couple of times he was successful. So what they're doing, we know where it's coming from. We know who's behind it. But it's full time that people get more angrier in real time. Those are in the position to say what needs to be said and mean it. But they're not doing it. They're too nice. And you're dealing with people who are not nice. You're not supposed to be nice because those days are over. We can't keep taking the punches and go along with it. We saw what happened Tuesday. And I looked on there and I'm saying, it's the white world, white America.
Mhm.
And it shouldn't be that way. A person got assassinated and they treat him like he's God.
Yeah.
And we have somebody who basically gave his life and lived his life for the people, and they treating him like the worst. So if we can't get mad about that, what can we get mad about?
Mhm.
You know?
And he was a really nice gentleman. I met him um, when he was campaigning for his first presidency.
Yeah.
Because then I was at Bronx Community College. I was vice president of at Bronx Community College, and he Roscoe C. Brown, who was the president of Bronx, he was on his ticket. He was one of his uh, people running with him on the ticket. So we supported him, and I remember even walking down Grand Concourse with plaques on my back about supporting Jesse. But I went to the Black and Puerto Rican caucus up there in Albany, and he was there, and first of all, he never dealt with you as if you are he's above you and you're below him. He deals with you just like he deals with, I guess, everybody else. Because I had a very nice encounter with him, and after that, I went up there and he hugged me, and I was surprised. I have pictures of those encounters, but I'm saying is that he was a gentleman and he cared about his people because I told you I went to that caucus and his speech, and it's bad that you're not supporting him after all that he did during the civil rights movements and other issues and stuff that they had. So he's supposed to have gotten every honor that there is, even might be a presidential honor, because, like I said, he contributed a whole lot to United States of America and to people in general.
Anyone else want to touch on Jesse Jackson?
Yeah, quickly, the memorial is today,
Okay.
and I
Okay.
watch it briefly. It's beautiful.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Um.
the traffic is crazy. A lot of people going.
His Noni the juice. I saw that you unmuted.
Yes, can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, yeah, I definitely concur. He's definitely, I can remember him for so many years ago. All of his speeches and everything that he stood for was for the people and bettering people lives, especially in our community. So he deserves all that and
Mm,
some. So he definitely should have a proper memorial.
yes.
And I could go on and on and on and on about Jesse Jackson, and as you all stated, I had the pleasure of meeting him as well here in Atlanta, and him and Hosea Williams. I had the greatest pleasure of interacting with them, and um, I was really I didn't expect anything different than what took place. So I don't know if why some persons thought that something different was going to come out of him being recognized, and and in the capacity that we feel that he ought to be recognized with the administration that is in now. And I think Al Sharpton had said it best, where we need to give him all the accolades, the send off that he most definitely do deserve to get, because he was a great man, civil rights man.
Yeah.
Martin Luther King Jr. days um, coming right up. And I even pulled up a little bit about him. And Donna says, "Greetings, Donna." Donna says he's alive. Yeah, he is.
Mhm.
So Jesse Louise Jackson, was an American civil rights activist, LGBTQ rights activist, politician, and ordained Baptist minister. A protege of Martin Luther King Jr. Okay, I did say that, in James Bevel during the civil rights movement. He became one of the most prominent civil rights leader of the late 20th and the early 21st centuries, and an ardent and early supporter of LGBTQ rights in the United States from 1991 to 1997. He served as a shadow delegate and shadow senator for the District of Columbia. Also born in Greenville, South Carolina, Jackson began his activism in the 1960s and founded the organization that later merged to form the Rainbow Push Coalition, expanding his work into international affairs. In the 1980s, he became a vocal critic of the Reagan administration and launched a presidential campaign in 1984. Initially viewed as a fringe candidate, he finished third for the Democratic nomination behind former Vice President Walter Mondale and Senator Gary Hart. He continued his activism and mounted a second presidential bid in 1988, finishing as the runner up for the Democratic nomination to Massachusetts Governor Michael Dukakis. Jackson did not seek the presidency again, but in 1990 he was elected as a District of Columbia shadow senator, serving one term during the Bush and Clinton administration. Although initially critical of President Bill Clinton, he later became a supporter. Jackson hosted Both Sides with Jesse Jackson on CNN from 1992 to 2000, a critic of police brutality, the Republican Party, and conservative policies. He was widely regarded as one of the most influential of his era. All righty. So, I know, and I know that ought to be recognized, but with the administration we're having, that we have right now, I don't expect anything to be any different. I'm sorry to say, so we can't expect others to do what we ought to do. So the Democrat Party that whom he represented, definitely I feel that they can, and as the respecter said, it's his memorial is today. I'm hoping that they put on a show and for him. I know some people, some persons don't necessarily agree with a lot of what he stood for, even as to the LGBTQ community and such as. Um, but nonetheless, he didn't look at whatever your sexual preferences was. He looked at just being treated fairly. So yeah, I just pray for his family, send our prayers over to the family, and wish him all the best. There's greetings out there, cuz blessings to you. Hello,
But I
everyone.
mean that lady, you're saying that we shouldn't expect this, but we should expect it.
I didn't say
He
we shouldn't
contributed.
expect it. I
He
well,
contributed a whole lot to the United States of America.
yeah,
And normally, when one contributed, X amount of time and energy to the citizens of a country, then they are recognized and should be recognized. And the capacity in which he helped people, he should be recognized, and we should be seeing him recognized.
And
Not just by the people, but by the government also.
to
and
add to that, Queen,
go ahead,
Mhm.
to
Darespecta.
add to what Queen is saying, Tuesday night he wasn't even mentioned.
Listen, I understand the passion in all of this. I understand the passion in all of this. But what I am stating is the administration that is in. If you all already see how they flex.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you can be. Yes, I'm not even going to say disappointed, because yeah, we will hope that the administration that is in for all the people and not some of the people. But they have already showed their true colors from Wapi Kill Phillips. So I didn't, if the Democrats were in, of course you know that things was going to be a little bit different. But the administration that is in, nothing surprises me anymore about them. And my expectations is not for great things for them, especially not for people of color.
Yeah. Which is sad but true. That's sad but
Anyway,
true. And I just want to say about him that just thank Jesse Jackson for his social, racial, and economic justice, that he fought for social, racial, and economic justice. And may he rest in peace. And thank you for all he's done. And may his light continue to shine upon us to continue in his quest of what he did. May we follow in his footsteps.
Yeah. I just feel like they're going to aim low at all times. So are we, the only lower we can get is to shut them up. We sometimes when you're not wanted in a circle, you're not wanted in a certain community, you cannot continue to try to insert yourself, force yourself into this community. Yes, they didn't want black people to excel to all of this, so and we forced ourselves as far as integration into a lot of things. Yeah, but to act to expect for this government to put him to lie in state, that's just, did they do that to Martin Luther King? Did they do that to Isaiah Williams? Did they do that to what's his name? Oh gosh, my brains. I mean, like, it's just not going to happen. So therefore, why don't we find our own big area to keep our own big things in for the people whom we feel have advocated for the rights and the goodness of and freedom and all of those things for us people. I mean, like, that's the I can't get sad over something that I know that is not going to happen. The people, once again, the people who can do something is us who need to go to the polls and vote and change what is going on. But to sit and say this is what he deserved, this is what he deserved. Yeah, we know what he deserved. So let's give it to him. Let's make an example in the polls when the time comes. Everything that is being thrown at us, we have to suck it up for a minute. Everything is just for a minute. The respecter?
I can't add to what you just said. That's just said. It's brilliant. That's it. It's not easy to swallow, but it's you're right.
It's reality, and we know it's reality, but
Yeah.
yet still, you still look to those who are the parties that's supposed to be um, fulfilling these things. You still gonna look towards them to do the right thing, even though we know that they're not. And especially with an individual of this caliber that had contributed so much, twice running for presidency, and not just that, but marching across Thelma several times. I did it, and it's not an easy journey, and he did it several times just to show civil rights and civil rights movement and how to
The
treat people.
Democrats need to the Democrats party need to rent the biggest stadium, drape it with all the flags, give him all the recognition that he deserves, call out all of his accolades, all of those stuff. It doesn't necessarily have to be in a particular place. Don't let that take away from the person himself. It's not the building, it's the person and what we my brother got one of the most exceptional. I You would have thought that he was a African
King.
king that from Ethiopia somewhere. Even let me tell you, that funeral was so royal.
Mhm.
So is what we make of the situation. So the Democrat Party, his family, all the Democrats, all the people that appreciate him, that admire him, all of these things come together and give him the send off that he needs, that he deserves. Don't make a building take away from the person. That's all I'm saying. Okay?
Yeah, it should have been a huge celebration where he was born
Yeah,
in Carolina
yeah.
and also Chicago. It should have been.
State
Yeah.
to state, state to state,
And,
road
and New York, because he spent a lot of time in New York, doing a lot.
up the roads. Everybody block up the roads, set a time, set a date, and block up the roads in honor of Jesse Jackson. Make a statement. Don't make their statement define this great man. Make a statement. Don't make a building define all that he's contributed. That's that's all I'm saying. Make the celebration. Cause disruption. We got to come together as a people, as a nation, and make statements. You know, the 1 million man march. It's a statement. We need to get back to making statements and stop complaining. We just complain about what should have, could have, ought to have been done. Then let's do something. Let's
I
do.
don't even hear of that march anymore. The 1 million.
I mean, like, let's do something that's making a statement. instead of saying what shoulda, coulda, woulda, ought to have been or be. Make a statement. The Democrats should have say, hey, on February, they should have put out a big advertisement, put it out there, social media. On February the 26th at
Mm-hmm.
at 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock, we want everyone to go out there and march. Make it a point in this state. We're meeting at this location. A group is meeting at this location. A group and march. And while they're having his dedication, and
Yeah.
make a statement and stop being on the news what we coulda, shoulda, and ought to have been done from an administration we all know darn well is not going to do it. That's all. All righty. So there is O'Neill Watson. They call him Duran in St. Anne's. We're just gonna drop a quick. We're not even gonna necessarily go deep into this. They're talking about a love triangle between an officer and they're marching and all of these stuff in regards to that for that shooting. So we'll update you all more on that. Queen, you said, and we're gonna touch your
Yeah.
topic. We're gonna go on over to Don Minet's topic. So, Queen, you were
Yeah.
talking about whole
Well,
and the statement that Andrew Holness made.
yeah, what happened was that he made a statement about Cuba, that he's gonna always support Cuba because Cuba was always there for the Jamaicans. So the American government decided that they're upset with him and they will not work with him. And right now, we're at the point where they might put some more embargo on us and cut off certain things from us because of the support of Cuba. But Andrew did come out and he explained to them that Cuba has been there for Jamaica from the beginning, and they will not support them. They're going to support them in any way that they can.
Okay. Well, big up
So it's
to you.
called.
You
Big up
know,
to you.
it's
Go on.
it's horrible with United States. Anytime someone or country does not follow their rule of thumb,
Yeah.
they have to do something. Now they have this, no one can trade with Cuba or give Cuba anything. And if they do, they
Hmm.
will put severe taxes on them and also whatever following punishments they want to give. They are crushing these people. The innocent
Yeah.
people, they don't have nothing to do with, because they're angry with Cuba's government. They're going to hurt the people as well. You know, no
Hmm.
power. These people are trying to cook with coal and whatever they can find.
Oh,
And
Jesus.
they've
and
been good
and
to
these
other islands and
embargoes,
places.
it's taking a lot from them because these countries are small countries. They can't afford all these, you know, big tariff that he's putting on them. He done
Yeah,
increased some tariff again the other day to 20%, from 15% to 20%. These countries, these small countries, can't function with those type of tariffs.
but look at even Japan and China. They don't want to deal with these extra tariffs, and look how much money Japan has. I mean, Japan, even China. Look how much China has, and China doesn't want these extra tariffs. So
Yeah,
you can think of a little countries or these countries that want to help,
small countries, yes,
and then
and
they're forcing Cuba's hand. Look what they did to
mhm,
Venezuela. Venezuela didn't follow through. They kidnapped
mhm,
their leader. Now they're on Cuba. With they take away, they cut their resources for oil. They're on Iran now. You know,
mhm.
so they're trying to crush every country and let till you follow what they say. So either you follow what they say, or they kill your leader, kidnap your leader, and put someone else in who's going to follow. But they're going to get their way because they have wealth, power, and connections. And that's
And
how
like
our
we
system
said before,
works.
you see that oil thing that's coming up in Jamaica. Everybody wanna hold on to Jamaica right about at this point now because they did detect oil, whatever amount it is, and now it's up to Jamaica if they're gonna really let them drill. They did give them permission to go and research, which they did, and they did find oil. Like I said, they don't know how much gallon, or they know and they won't tell how much gallon of it they found under there. But now all the countries, all of them are trying to hold on to Jamaica. So I'm kind of happy that the prime minister did come out and defended Cuba, because Cuba was always there for them, not just now but forever that I can remember as a child growing up.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Um,
Mm,
I understand the Jamaicans, if they are going to have them to face whatever they're going to face, but I think the Caribbean nations need to come together. They all of the Caribbean nations need to come together and work together, because Cuba's been there for all of them. So you all just cannot leave them out in the dusk. And we're talking about we're talking about children, elderly
mhm.
people starving. You know what I'm saying? And
And that's why the CARICOM is important. You see
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah,
Um, and he is knocking against, our president here is knocking against the CARICOM,
yeah,
and that's what I like about me and my. She tells you like it is, and it seemed like wholeness now is coming out also and supporting what he's supposed to support,
yeah.
and not worrying about what America has to offer or to give.
Yeah, I think that it's important for I like the way Barbados is standing up. I like and to hear that, and I didn't watch it in its entirety as yet. I've just saw one and two little clips of it. As you know, everyone knows I just wasn't in the television and media group. I just verged out today looking at a lot of these things. And it brings back a little hope with wholeness, that
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
standing firm on that, because you know, if the Caribbean community continues to make this happen to Caribbean island after Caribbean island after Caribbean island, then when is going to drop at your doorstep? Because if you know, they started with Venezuela, gone went to Cuba, then who's next? Then who's next? Then who's next? And you have to be tippy toeing. You have to
Yeah.
be there tippy toeing around everybody and everything. Um, you have to be tippy toeing around everybody and everything. You know what I'm saying? And it makes no sense. So kudos
Hmm.
to you,
I'm
Andrew.
glad.
Kudos to
Yeah, I'm
all
happy.
whom, sometimes, we have to stand up against Goliath. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Yeah.
yeah.
Samson against
That's
Goliath.
it.
So, yeah.
That's
So
definitely, yep.
sometimes we have to stand up, and we have to stand up for a cause. All right.
Hmm.
We have to stand up for a cause. Big shouts, it's on the top of the hour. And then we're going to continue this discussion and dive right on into our next reasoning topic. Big
Yeah,
shout.
he's doing that, but then you know what, too, Diane. Um, he still has a lot more to do. Um, I don't know if you had put this on the topic with what the police officers are doing out there and what he is letting them do, um, because he is the leader out there. So in some ways he's doing good, and in some ways he's not, because right now the police officers, they have something they're putting into these young men possession. It's called a spinner, and I didn't even know of that. Today I found out what a spinner is. The spinner is the gun that they have, that they will put on these young men. And the reason why they do that, because it leaves no shell. It leaves no shell
It's,
behind, no
it's
shell in behind.
when you say them up, they're putting on someone. What you mean?
Yeah, like for example, this case is about this woman. What happened is they came kicking the door um to
The
get
one
the
with the two little kids that got
yeah. No,
unalive.
not that one, not the one that they killed that young man, but there's several of them they have been doing that too. But this particular one happened last week where they went in on him, but it so happened that they didn't know his mother was there. His mother was there and she came out and confronted them. And when she confronted them, they wanted to say he had a gun and whatever. And she told him no, she's been there with him and he doesn't possess the gun and whatever. They end up running away. But a lot of them are doing
He's-
this, and that's
uh,
why how I knew about the spinner. Yeah, it's being investigated.
Okay, so you saying the mother came out and
Yes,
they
and
ran
yes,
for
and
the police.
confronted them,
Okay,
and
and they left.
yeah,
And they left.
and they left. Yeah, they didn't expect her to be there. It was Sunday, and I guess they figured she went to church. So
Mm.
they came in for it, but they're saying they're annihilating all of these young men. They're annihilating them, and they're putting that thing called a spinner, which is a gun. But like I said, it leaves no shelling. So if they had fired it several times, all of those back cases are gonna be on that individual that they put that gun down next to, saying that they had a gun. So they have been doing that a lot, and
Oh, so they what you saying? The shell when they fire it, the shell.
it doesn't leave. Yeah, you can't find any shelling. It doesn't leave any shelling.
Okay, okay.
Uh-huh. So they're putting it on these young men and saying that they
It's
commit
alleged.
crimes with these
Alleged.
guns.
It's alleged
Yeah,
that
but
they put
they're yes, but they put the guns there. It's
it's
planted.
alleged that they planted the guns there.
Yes,
Okay,
yes, yes.
okay, yeah.
But
Let's make
it's
sure,
going on a lot
sure,
out there, and a lot of these young
sure
men
we're
are
using
dying, are
let's make sure
dying.
we're using the words that we need to
Mhm.
use when we're on air. So it's
Okay,
alleged that they
it's a
are
left.
putting the weapons on these young men in Jamaica when
Mhm.
they're firing the gun, firing
Yeah,
these stuff, and it leaves no shelling. So therefore,
right.
no shells for them to say with fingerprints or anything like that on it.
Yes, and then he had the officer, he had the nerves to say to the young man that he's gonna come after him, keep coming after him, and even when he's gone, his son is gonna come after him. So it's a lot of stuff going on out there that should be going on, and that's why I even brought that up. Yes, the prime minister is doing some good humanitarian work, but at the same time, he's not doing humanitarian work when it comes to his people that are out there in Jamaica. Even the relief funds, they haven't gotten yet. So
Yeah. Yeah.
kudos to him in some ways, and in some ways, I don't like what he's doing. And there is a site you can go on. It is called voiceofjamaica.com, and you can go and vote. You can go on that site and you can vote if you agree with what's going on in Jamaica. And I think it lists the things that needs to be changed or whatever. But just go on that site if you're interested and interested in knowing or helping Jamaica.
Okay. All right. All
Eh,
right. Boy, I'm telling you. Information, 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 and that's something that's really serious, right? That
yes,
right
it
there,
is.
that is something that is
It is. Our young men are dying off. Yeah.
yeah, because I'm also wondering where they're getting these spinners from, and
Yeah.
so you're saying the prime minister is aware of it.
That's what they're saying. That is the police um the head ones in the police department. They're initiating these things, and I'm quite sure the prime minister know about it. I
Okay.
mean, because he was on there talking the other day about training and how they train them. And but they have this thing where they're trying to control the crime, and
These
they feel that taking out the people who are popular in these areas will cut down on crime. So they're just going in and massacring these young men,
This
and no one is really standing up and really recognizing what is going on. Well, I guess some people are.
body
That's why they came out with even this poll, the
this is why
voice of Jamaica.
these body cams are very important.
They talk
They
about that
they need
too. Yeah.
to, yeah, okay, because
Mhm.
I thought that there was a report, like I think it was from last month or the month or last year, ending of last year, where they said they received X amount of body cams, and they were going to start
But
to
they're
distribute
not using it. You
them.
see,
It.
this man get things and he's not using it in terms of
And I did
how
hear
he's
about
supposed to use it.
one of the wharfs that was closing down or something like that, based off of the they have so much food aid. It's
Mm.
alleged they have so much aid to give away, and they're rotten, and they're all of
That's
these.
what's going on because he kept it so long. Look how many months it's been since that hurricane lady. It's like 3 months, isn't it?
Yeah, October.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a long time, and that food gonna rot. And remember, some of those foods were already expiring before they sent it.
yeah.
You know,
But
so I mean, and they rather had let it spoil than giving it out, just randomly giving it to these people. They
yeah,
want what you call it? Want
I
something to show that
s-
they sent it out. Crazy.
someone else was highlighting something in regards to the same food situation. Um and I started to watch it earlier today, and I didn't get to finish it. But next week I'll come back ready and prepared um with all of those information, even exactly what we're talking about with the spinners and all of
Yeah,
those. We're gonna get those we're gonna get those things.
yeah. It's terrible. That's terrible what they're doing.
Jai, MC, the respect to you all, want to touch anything on it, and then we have to do a quick station break. How about that? The respecter.
No, you said everything that needs to be said.
All right, the respecter.
Yeah, I'm good.
You good? All right. I know Jai's good. All righty. Let's take a quick station break. We just want to say big, massive, massive shouts. Go out to you choose radio. Blessings upon blessings to you. You choose. We're back. Yeah, and I just thank all the listeners for you choose radio, and also the Victorious 89.1 FM for bearing with us while we were going through our time of grief. And just thank you all for your prayers and everything like that. So blessings upon blessings, DJ VJ Smiles. Blessings to you, Ross Dougal. Blessings to you, Dr. J Victorious. Blessings upon blessings go out to each and every one of you. We thank you for your support, continued support each and every Thursdays right here on the Powerhouse Radio.
You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the Caribbean.
Want to also say big shouts go out to One by One Kia. She's going and the avid sponsor right here for the Powerhouse Radio. She has been nominated for the NAACP Image Award for wardrobe hairstylist, head hairstylist for the soap opera Beyond the Gates. So, we've been encouraging each and every one to go and vote, vote, vote. Vote for the program, the soap opera. It's a black soap opera on CBS and also on Hulu and all those things, major networks. And yeah, so they can win that award, and we can get them on the show so they could talk a little bit about the show itself, Beyond the Gates. All righty, so blessings upon blessings to Beyond the Gates. I'm hoping that you all win. This weekend is the big hurrah for them, and as well as One by One Kia. I'm an avid supporter right here of the Powerhouse Radio been sponsoring us for the last 8, 9 years. So we thank you, and I most definitely use the One by One Kia products. And make sure that you going out. Celebrity hairstylist products are cost effective, and also one of the best natural products on the market. So go on and check them out. Also, want to say big shouts to our sponsor, Hinkson Law Firm. 470-499-4704. If you all have any entertainment, they does entertainment law and also family law. So child support, divorce, all those things they deal with. So give them a link up and let them know as well that the Powerhouse sent you, Lady D, and the entire reason for the Thursday crew sent you on over to them. Want to say big shout to Botastics, Bowtic. I'm hoping I'm spelling it right. Because I don't have my paperwork in front of me. But Bowtastic, big up yourself, the best in bows. They have bow tie hair bows, custom made. So go on out to Bowtastic and check them out. Check them out. Check them out. All righty. And also Unique Total Care. They are hiring for direct care staff, sitters, RN, LPNs, caregivers. So if you're looking a job or you know a family member that needs a position, they're definitely hiring right now for a 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. position. 470-301-2552 is the number. So give them a call. Awesome Renovations. If you need some renovations done in your home, then they give Awesome Renovations a call and let them know that yours truly, Lady D, and the entire reason the Powerhouse Radio sent you over to them. And be sure to go on and check out each and every Monday Studio Lights, early Mondays, 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. Food and drink special. Music by Nigel Don, the big man himself. Hosted by the big man, DJ VJ Smiles. And you choose a radio. That's at the JR Crickets 2617 Panola Road in Lithonia. Free admission. And you know, y'all know the keyword FREE admissions. So make sure that you go on out. Big shouts go out to Blossom, Cool G, um, each and every one, Tonya, Dr. Ross, and the whole Let's Gripe crew. So Let's Gripe Massive want to say big shouts each and every Wednesday. Let's Gripe on right here on the Powerhouse Radio, 7 p.m. up until the 8 o'clock hour. You got a gripe? Check them out. Dr. Ross, Tonya, McKenna, and MJ. Check them out. And each and every Saturday, it's yours truly, the one with the best show on the airwaves, the Lady D Show. Each and every Saturdays from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. This weekend, I'm going to be interviewing the big man himself, Sir Alexander. Going to be in the house. Let me tell you, vibesing and loving his music. So check us out this
If
Saturday,
you,
12
lady,
p.m. to 4 p.m. Make sure that you check us out. And it's all about love, nothing but love. Each and every Sunday night, the best in love music, love colors, love numbers. Man, if you're not tuning into All About Love, you're missing a great thing. You're not loving on yourself each and every Sunday night, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. with yours truly, Lady D.
lady,
One moment, the respect to Blossom and Cool G each and every Sundays. Make sure that you check us out. All righty, you're in tune right here to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the Caribbean, streaming live on YouTube's radio and also streaming live on the Victorious 89.1 FM. The Respecter.
yeah, you
Say
better,
something about Sir
You're in
Alexander
tune to
that
the
you're not
Powerhouse
with.
Radio, linking the world to the Caribbean.
All right, go ahead, the Respecter.
you better big up Juliet. You can't see. you,
Blessings to you, Sister Julie, Donna. Blessings to you, Don Minot. Blessings to you, Two Face. Two Faces in the house. Oh my goodness. More blessings to the Powerhouse Radio family. Don Minot says Jamaica Prime Minister said Jamaica's birth rate continues to fall and wants Jamaicans to return home. For what? And Kanye says, Two Face says, more blessings to you, Lady D. Blessings to you. Blessings to you. Let's touch that. Let's touch that. And then we dive into the question of crime is more prevalent in poor white communities, the same as poor black communities. Poverty feeds breeds crime. All righty. So the prime minister said we need to go back. We need to go back home and go breed up the place. What's your thoughts on it? What's your thoughts on it? Y'all prime minister says, come back to Jamaica. They need you all to breed up the place. And don't pay you all
That's
and
what I was
don't
gonna
give
say.
you
It's
all.
not fair to bring kids into poverty. So you gotta make what you say make sense.
There you go, John.
Just
Yeah.
Exactly.
But
Come breed up
what
the
he's
place
willing to
like a
offer,
cow.
yeah.
Come breed
what
up like
he's
a
willing.
cow. Don't even say.
No, he is offering some money, but the little bit of money that that woman was talking about, she said, "Yeah, how you gonna bring up a child fund?" I think he's giving them like 250,000 each
I mean,
to
that's
have the
that's
baby.
that money. Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I don't know about the
I
prime.
told you,
They
I
just
told you
sound like
some
they
things
just.
I say kudos, some things he just he's failing, he's failing.
But it sound like what? If we, it sound like you sat in a room. It must have been men. 'Cause I don't think any women were in that room. Oh, you know what? This sounds like a good idea. Okay, let's do it. When you think about it, just like even in this country, when they were talking about abortion, no more abortions. These men sit in a room and say, okay, you know what? No women in the room. You already know. And they say, let's go do this. It's a good idea. No, it's not. When you're thinking about someone to keep a baby or have a baby somewhere, what is needed? They need food, shelter, money, and education. So if you want anybody to make sure you have a program where these women have a safe place to stay, right? Have a partner, someone to support them, right? Have that the child has education, she's working, you give her some money and you can have job security for her. Like
You know what,
you
to
don't just
MC,
say,
they
come
need to
breathe,
stop
here's money
kidnapping.
and done.
Wait a minute,
What kind of
Q.
foolishness is that?
MC, they need to stop kidnapping these kids, and they'll have enough children.
But
But you know, the
I mean,
biggest
That's
but
the
I
another
biggest
did
good
I
idea
did
too.
want to
implement
point out
something. Yeah,
I
implement
know I
something.
keep bringing it up and but I'm just going to call it out one more time because I feel like people are not taking it as serious as you may want to, but there's a whole show on it. The Handmaid's Tale, what
That
was one of the
has
main
been.
reasons for it? The low birth rates. And
Mhm.
everyone is talking about it. It's not just Jamaica.
Yeah.
Tennessee is trying to make it a death penalty to get an abortion. It's not just Jamaica. So all I'm saying is all these distractions that are going on in this world, everybody better cross their T's and dot their I's if they know what's good for them.
Okay, so
It's ridiculous.
if you
But
all haven't watched The Handmaid's Tale, it's on what, HBO, Hulu?
It's on
Well,
Hulu. And
I,
granted, it's
I,
just a show, but like I keep saying, it's not so much of just the show. It's the message that comes behind it. And it's kind of scary because you see a lot of things that are happening right now is what
mhm.
happened in that show.
it's
Granted,
in
it's a
line with
storyline.
Project Esther.
Yes, even the young lady who was used as an incubator. That is an episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
If there's a lot of
yeah.
things that are happening today, overthrowing a lot of things. Like it's a lot that happened. Granted, the
Hmm.
show is really good. I give it
I
a
saw
the
it a while
storyline
back.
is
The
great,
first
but
part.
it's a lot of things that people need to pay attention to that are literally happening. Even what's going on with immigration. Then you got their next thing you know, they already took Roe versus Wade. They're gonna move some places. Granted, like over, I think it's in the Middle East. I don't want to give the wrong country, but they was just getting on their leader because his daughters are allowed to go to school, but he just banned young girls and women from reading and going to school. It's a thing that it's just too much going on, and I feel like it's a lot of distractions, and that's why I say cross your T's and dot your I's.
So
There's
following up on what you're saying, sorry to respect that. I was just gonna say, it's really about power, right? And the thing is
Yes.
the same people that hold the power, the white men. We start with white men. They're in Congress. They're in everything. We're still having first for
But
black
it's
people.
not just that, MC, because when you look at allegedly what's his Charlie Kirk's wife, when if you watch the show, it was a woman helping her husband help them make this happen.
It's
It's
true, like
people like
Ghislaine
that
Maxwell.
behind the scenes. And I feel like that's another thing that we're forgetting. Yes, we're talking about Turkey Neck, or which I like to call him 37. Yes, we're talking about all these people who are on the front face of things, but nobody's really talking about who's behind the scenes of all
Helping
of
it
this that's
happen.
going on as well. And
Mhm.
that's a very big
That's
factor.
it.
Yeah, but you
Mhm.
see, you cannot forget the men that empower, because even though like Ghislaine Maxwell was helping Epstein, right? We can't forget, because why I'm saying it's important. These white men are in power, correct? Most of them in power all over the world, right? When or if they're not white men in these in black countries, black men, right? What happened is they don't allow, and they put in laws in place, and they put regulations in place to prevent us, as in either women, white, black women, getting too many of us going too far. Because when we do, we will help change these laws and these regulations and make it more fair. So
And it's not
it's
just the
important.
white, it's
Wait
not
a
just the white. You have right now, I'm finding out that really the Indians, the Asians, they had a lot to do with some of the rules and the laws and what have you that are being made through the world. You see what I'm saying? And when they have these meet and conference, and I always talk about that, when they have these meetings, world meetings and what have you, with the head of each country, that's what they're doing. They're strategizing, they're sitting down, they're talking about what is going on in their country. How can they control certain things? How can they can do
That's
it?
When you're going
that's
internationally,
understandable, but my question is, what is that conversation? I understand that the conversations are happening. Don't anybody think that it's funny that once we drew out from what is it called? Though I can't even remember everything because my mind is everywhere. But we drew out of some world organization thing as the U.S. All of a
I mean
sudden
the
now there's a
Paris,
cure
I
for
think it's a
cancer, there's a
Paris
cure
Trade
for
Agreement or
diabetes,
something
there's a
like that.
cure for high blood pressure.
there's a cure for
But my point is, what are these conversations?
mm,
What are these conversations?
they're not
We
going
What
are
whatever
obviously
whatever they are,
not
we
going to
just keep seeing it happen, because there's an attack on, as always, there's attack on women. There's an attack on diverse people, especially darker skinned people. We're looking at Israel and Gaza and African countries and Arabs and going to certain countries. There's an attack on us, on diverse people, on diverse, especially people, from certain countries or having certain skin colors, and people that are women. Whether no matter what color you are, women and people of darker skin, or people of any skin that's a certain shade darker.
that's why
There's
they're
an
and
trying
attack.
to
Because
digitize
and I,
in all
everything.
these countries, whatever conversation they're having, you go to every country. These are the countries. These are the people you find starving. These are the people whose schools are not up to standard. These are the people who are living in shanty towns. Whenever you go to the country, and they are always people who do not have who have a certain complexion, or who are women. You know,
Yeah,
somehow
and I
because the
whatever
message
they whatever plan they set up is to starve, and
before
make
you
sure that
start the
these people don't rise above to try to change
I
everything.
just think it's insane to I think it's a probe at, or at least you're trying to drop a dime to see the reaction, making a comment like, oh, the birth rate is dropping. Like, I get that
they're
the birth
trying
rate
to
is
keep
dropping, but you're
you.
also not doing anything to make anybody feel comfortable with having kids. Again, like I said, kids shouldn't be brought into poverty.
That's true.
Yeah, but you see, the thing is that these governments, they're not looking at your
Queen,
needs, the
Queen,
average.
Queen,
Yeah.
hold your thought. The respect have been trying to get in there.
Oh,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Sorry to respect them.
Yeah, I just want to quickly say that the prime minister, the president, whoever comes up with these idiotic ideas, um, is a quick solve. I don't see no woman in their right mind who care about their health, their life, or man in these days and time that would put money, let money, any amount of money, convince them to ignore HIV, AIDS, all the diseases that's running wild. I don't see anyone in their right mind would even consider what is being proposed. So that's off the table.
All right. Two Face says they need to stop all the inflations on everything. It's very expensive to bring and have kids in this society. He also says the
It's
system
true.
government needs to stop all the inflations. Okay, he rewrote it. The system government needs to stop all the inflations on everything. Cost of living is ridiculously out the roof. It's a trap telling people to have more kids. But
Yeah, and then guess what? Now they have the big ugly bill that they put out to cut down,
yeah,
to cut people off of what would help support them if they have a certain amount of kids,
I mean,
children.
but I also
So
feel like
it's
they're just trying
everything's like
to, and this is allegedly. I just think that I
oxymoron
think that
or like
it's that time where they're trying to get rid of the middle class and they're trying to just split it into two, where there's poor and there's rich.
yeah. We're
And
getting
that's where
closer and
that's
closer to
why I
that,
feel like
honey.
this inflation, it's not going to go anywhere for a while, because as much as they like to feed you something good to get your vote, at the end of the day, there's obviously a different mission.
we have Don on the
It
line.
is
Don,
because
greetings. Go ahead, Michelle, and then Don come in.
okay.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
it is a plan because if you think about it, all right, you don't have the jobs and they want poor and middle. What about food? We need food to keep us healthy, right? And you look in certain neighborhoods, it's a food desert where they're not getting the proper nutrition. If you want to buy organic foods, you have to pay out the wazoo, and these people can't afford it. So they
Yeah,
eat food that makes them sick
yeah.
and maybe unable to work or work as well, be efficient, to
Hmm.
have their brain working properly so that they can function and maybe rise above their situation.
And to
That's
You know,
piggyback
so
off of
it's a
that real quick
plan.
before he
It's a
gets on, and
plan,
I
and
was
it's
saying that when you
disgusting, and
think
it drives
about
me
it,
nuts.
who maintains all of that? The middle class. We're the middle class is the bridge in between the poor and the rich, and so that's why my theory is your goal is to get rid of the middle class. And I remember, again, I heard that in 8th grade. I had a
Mhm.
teacher explain that to us, and it's so crazy to watch it now.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then we're
Yeah.
after we're gonna let Don talk, and then I have a clip to play where it's out of Africa, out of Nigeria, but it still resonate right here in America to what this lady is saying. And this is why for a couple of years now I keep preaching to you all to farm. Get pots, put these things in pots if you don't have the yard space. But we people have to get back to basics. It's either will or force. We have to get back to basics, folks. We have to get back to basics. Go ahead, Don. Greetings, my brother.
Good evening, Connor. Um, I'm going to say something that maybe might upset some people. I don't understand when I put it in the chat room and we're going to discuss what the Prime Minister of Jamaica said, and then the next thing I'm here listening, and the argument took a completely different turn talking about America. We were discussing what the Prime Minister of Jamaica said,
Okay.
and then people intervene and change the topic and bring it right back in. It's not all about America on this program every week.
Yeah.
I need to say that. It's not all about America and Americans every week.
Hmm. But
Okay?
be fair, Don. We're very diverse.
You mentioned as the moderator as we're going to be discussing what the Prime Minister said. That's what you
Okay.
said. And
Yeah.
then the ladies intervene and switch the argument to an American topic. I'm just saying it's the truth.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we
Give
did talk about the
Jamaica
prime minister
minutes.
and what he said in terms of helping Cuba. and America not agreeing with.
We finished with Cuba. We were talking on what Don posted, and I think that's what Don is calling about. Jamaica Prime Minister said Jamaica's birth rate continues to fall and wants Jamaicans to return home. And we touched that, and yes, we diverted into bringing the whole topic in inclusion, that's saying it's not just in Jamaica alone, it is all over the world, and we bought into the reasoning topic, even the handsmaid tale, and as a resource to what is going on, not just in Jamaica, but the force of talking about childbirth, bringing children into the world. The topic that I said I wanted to more elaborate on now, Don, was a topic that you had where it was crime is more prevalent in poor white communities, the same as poor black communities. Poverty breeds crime.
Yeah, you should tell the panel that it was on my Facebook page that you saw it.
Right, because
Right.
that's, I did say that in the beginning. I've even also elaborated that there were one and two persons that made comments on your topic on your Facebook page.
Yeah, she
Yes, I
did.
did say that it came up on my notification.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So
But thank you for
there's
correcting us, Don.
Lady D, we're trying to make this show be as interesting as it can and get to
Yeah.
get to the highest level possible.
Of course,
That's I
definitely,
that's what I
definitely.
want. What I want to see up with this show. Because you
Yes.
have some intelligent people on the panel, and we need to get this thing to the highest level. When we say we're going to discuss a subject, we discuss the subject and we move on.
Yeah, but also, Dan, to be fair, when sometimes when you're reasoning, and and this is what exactly the show is reasoning. So sometimes when we're reasoning, we have topics, but then sometimes you veer off to bring in another example into the topic that you're reasoning on. So in defense of the panel, the topic in regards to the Jamaica birth rate, it was bringing up how the prime minister was asking individuals to come back to Jamaica to have children, to return home. And it was brought to our attention that this is something where in another country, unnamed, they were they were looking to execute persons whom thought of any type of
That's the
abortion.
that's the point I'm
Right.
making, lady.
But
That's the
it's
point I'm trying to make. Is somebody
right.
diverted the
No, but it's not
discussion to
diversion. But
yeah, we're not
it's
talking about. I want to go to talk
all
about
right.
Jamaica.
Let me hear you reason this topic off here. All right. Because we're gonna be back and
Not to cut
forth.
you off, but just to clarify, and I didn't mean to offend you in any type of way, but the reason why it came to that was because when I brought up the show The Handmaid's Tale, it was the same thing in another country, let's say like Jamaica, i.e. Jamaica. They came back and they were having the same birth rate issue, so it was more so me basing my comment off of the show highlighting what the prime minister mentioned about the low birth rate. So I don't want you to think I was trying to veer that far. I was just making a point.
Yes, that's what I basically was saying to that.
Right, I just wanted to make sure I was
And
clear.
let's reason on what you wanted to reason on now.
No, no, I'm okay. I'm good now. I'm
You
all right.
you you good? You're sure you're
Yeah,
good?
I'm good. Yeah, man, I'm good.
Because we definitely appreciate your input in everything. You've been
Yes.
you've
Yes.
been an avid supporter of Reasoning Thursday for somewhat 15 years, from me and Acid, and going on to different other hosts coming on. So it's not just a
Yeah, in
yesterday
other words, I'm
reasoning.
no stranger to this show.
You're no stranger to this show.
That's it. Mhm.
All right, you're no stranger to this show. This
And
this
I like when he interact. I always ask for Dan.
Yeah, yeah, but the topic is on Facebook. Let's move on.
Yeah,
The
so the
topic is
topic
on
is on
Facebook.
Facebook. Crime
Yeah.
is more prevalent in poor white communities, the same as pure black communities. Oh, we have a caller say, well, he's coming on the show talking all of that. You get off the air and then you talk that. What you're talking about is like contradiction. Okay, all right, Carl. So you see, everybody has their own opinion with different things, and the reasoning itself. So crime, is it prevalent? Did we get our point across before we even go to crime? Did we get our point across in regards to the prime minister asking for persons to come back to Jamaica and have kids? I know that he has two strapped in son there. I don't know why he don't tell them go breed up. You know, first they were saying don't breed up. Now they, now they're asking people to breed up, make up their minds on what they want. But to persons out there in Jamaica, if you can afford to have children, then, and that is your choice to have children, then kudos to you. But if that's not your choice and you definitely cannot afford it, children is expensive, as Two Face said on in his comments. Inflation is up, all of those things. Raising children in this time and age is not an easy
But
thing.
what from what I got from what he said with Jamaican expatriates returning home
Mhm.
is I'm just assuming that's how he's thinking. Jamaican live abroad would be in a far more better position when they come home to support their kids. Because they said, as you use the term, they made it in America and they have a couple dollars there. And if they return home with whatever they achieve, they'll be able to be a better parent than even those who are on the island who are jobless and homeless and all of that. He wants the accomplished Jamaicans to come back home and have kids instead of having kids in America. That's all he's doing.
I I can understand what he was saying. I mean, I just been listening mostly, but as Don was saying, it's just something that can be looked at because you do have so many people that live over here in Jamaica, and there
There's more
are
Jamaicans abroad, my sister. More
right, and
Jamaicans
there's a lot of Jamaicans who have prospered over here in America, and some that do plan and are planning to go back home, and they aren't, going back to Jamaica empty-handed. Those that I'm seeing, that
abroad. Right.
are
And a lot of
serious.
persons
Well,
are
I,
afraid.
and I think my argument with that would be, and I'm sorry, I'm trying to do homework and listen at the same time. But I think my argument with that would be, I understand the whole concept of, let's saying, um born Jamaicans going back home, because of course there's a lot more that are abroad. But then the reality is, didn't the cost of living go up out there? Because the last time I was looking at houses, it was like buying a house here.
But
Even
but my
more.
sister, listen.
So
They're
I'm
not
just
all
saying, like,
going back
but
Exactly.
to
and then what
purchase
does that
homes.
look
Some
like
some are
revenue
going
wise
back.
on income? So if you lose, let's say you decide to go back, and the company, let's say you don't own a business. Let's say you're working for a company that requires you to be based on a different soil, right? And you decide you want to move home. So now all you're moving with is your savings. You kind of end up in a batiol, don't you? Because now you're moving to the same cost of living that you just left from, and you're putting yourself in a financial strain.
Let me ask
And
But
then
what
to
you
add
don't
kids on top
know,
of that.
that some Jamaicans, when they're going back home, they're not going back home to purchase. A lot of them that's going back either have family there or property that they already have that they've left dormant, or
And a lot of them are going
possibilities.
to farming. A lot of them going
Exactly.
back home
So
farming
I
too.
was I was
Yeah.
watching a video, and I meant to share this with you, Lady D. That has been the downfall of economics, even here, but especially in Jamaica. Because I know when I saw so much farmland that was sitting dormant. Why? Because so many Jamaicans have migrated back, but there are some that are going back home that
Yeah,
do have the know-how and that do have the resources
What are
and that can do that. So the possibilities are there. I don't want to say, "Oh no, this just can't
they're
happen."
migrating to America for a better life. They're
Yeah.
migrating to America
But
for
Lady D,
safety. A lot of them is because they don't feel safe.
Lady, yes,
A lot of them. Yes, there is Don
Lady
Minor.
but
D.
economically, the government is looking at
Hold,
it economically.
hold the.
Um,
Go ahead, Don.
Yeah, well, let's look at it this way. There are a lot of young Jamaicans who left Jamaica when they were a baby or maybe 7, 8, 9 years old. They come to America. They have a first-rate education or a skill, but they didn't start to get kids yet. Those are the people he's trying to attract to come back home with their skill, with their education, and,
yeah.
and come build the country while having kids back home. Look at it that way.
Yeah, I'm looking at it in all of the ways. I'm looking at it in all of the ways. But financially, a lot
Because
of it is not
right, right.
Well,
feasible.
If these
If
saying
if
young people go back to Jamaica with the level of education they have, they'll get good jobs.
they said they can build it. That's what the government is
come
saying.
on,
Can
Dan,
I
Dan,
finish
a lot
my
of them
point,
ain't getting
please?
no good job done. A lot of
That's what I was
them
getting ready to say. The
But they're
opportunities
saying
and the
they'll come
revenue
out
of it
there
all
and
is an
create
argument.
amount
business.
of opportunity is not
Can I
there.
just finish my point?
Go
Can I just finish
finish
my
your
point?
point. Finish your point, then we go
There
to
are
Queen.
a lot of I'm telling you, there are a lot of
Mhm.
opportunities available for educated Jamaicans, especially at the level of education that they achieve here in the first world countries, whether it's Canada, UK, or Jamaica, or America. If they go back to Jamaica with that level of education, their masters and their bachelors and their doctorates,
There's
they will live above poverty line. They're not going to
they're
struggle.
still not going to be they're still not getting what they're be what they're getting there and to go there and
So
live and
what
the
about
lifestyle. Because Dan, also I know persons whom are teachers, whom are doctors, whom are lawyers, who go to Jamaica and come back. I know
yeah,
persons
because
whom is in the school systems in
the
Jamaica.
social programs are not available. The security is not good.
All
The health
right.
care is not. That's a different story. That's different.
And I'm not talking about my age group, I'm talking about younger persons, younger individuals whom
Yeah.
have I right now I have a cousin. I have three cousins in England. Two of them migrated over to Jamaica. One of them already packed up and went back home to England, and another one says the opportunity for them that they are seeking is not there. Another one of my cousins from here went then started a business. But she said from time to time she's a little nervous. She's a little nervous with even her business because there's so much bad mind and grudgefulness. Not that I'm putting down Jamaica, you understand? But myself has went to Jamaica. I opened one of the most poshest restaurants in Jamaica. And the fight that I myself even had gotten in that area of St. Mary. Okay. It's not what you call it, rainbows and unicorns for everybody that goes out there.
Lady D, you're missing my point. I am speaking about academics.
But
Academics.
I just
Business
touch
people.
academics.
Jamaicans have been going back home to start business long time.
I
I'm not
just
talking
but
about
I
that
just
type of
touch
Jamaica. I'm talking about the young people with
I
academics,
just
with masters and doctorates and
the
bachelors.
Dan, I just touch academics. I just touch academics of my family members whom went there, who are attorneys, whom are doctors, whom are educators, and they migrated back.
Yeah, because we put the money over our country.
You
We
put the
put the
money
money
over
over our country.
survival. You have to put the money on survival, Dan. You have to survive. What, you gonna go to Jamaica and don't survive? You have to go to Jamaica and survive. You don't want to go to Jamaica and end up back in poverty. Worse if you
Yeah.
do not. Worse if you
In
do.
order, the way I look at it, in order for it to work, they would have to go down there in droves. It's
That's
like
what I was
and have
just
a
getting ready
plan
to
and
say. I
have a
was
business
just getting ready
plan.
to
Yeah.
say that.
Yeah. And
You
if
took the
they go
words
out
right
there
out of
and
my
create
mouth.
these business, then they can
Yep,
develop more revenue. They can get
exactly.
more revenue to
I just feel
raise
like it's a
these
little bit
It's
more
not
wages.
enough.
complex than
It's
that. I
just
don't
not
think going
enough.
out in droves would change the reality of what it
No.
is right now.
What we're
I feel
saying
like
in droves, not just going to get a job in Jamaica. Of course
no,
not.
I'm not saying just to
But
get
we
a
are
job.
talking
I'm talking
about
about
just
building
like
the
they're
economy as well.
that
I don't
same
think
Building,
it's that
mindset,
doing,
the
simple.
the
creating
same
jobs,
mindset that they
creating.
have when they come to
Listen,
America. The
listen.
same mindset. Because it all
I'm not
has to do with
saying
your
that.
mindset.
I'm not saying
And
that for some it cannot work. That's not what I'm
mhm,
saying. I'm saying that it is a struggle. It is a struggle. When you go down there and you do not have your own home, having your own home is a plus because you don't have to worry about paying this rent. Rent in Jamaica, in a Kingston, in a them areas there, the rent is just like you paying over here in America. And if you do not have the income to back it up, there's no way that you're going to be able to survive. No way that you will be able to survive.
That's my argument.
Okay.
just like
And,
I
and,
know,
and what that
just
breeds.
like yeah, just like
But
other nationalities, like I know, like a lot of Hispanics that came over here, yeah, to make money, but they build communities. So what
Yeah,
Lady was saying, I mean, what Queen was saying, when they go back in droves, they can build their own houses.
they can
You know what
build.
I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because
and create
there's
jobs,
community
create,
there.
yeah,
Just like in Jamaica,
economy.
if
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
community already there, you got construction people over here. You got
no,
HVAC Jamaicans over here. I know personally that
And
can
right
put
now,
in
builders
heating and
are
air
in high
system.
demand. Builders are in high demand in Jamaica right now.
Noni, you're talking about Mexicans and all of them that goes back into into the communities where they're
Always
from.
with that.
A lot of individual. No, Dan, don't say that. A lot of individuals can't even go back to the garrisons that they came from. The grudge, and I'm not saying that some persons don't go back and make wonderful life. That's not what I'm saying. But in the droves that you all are talking about, you have to make it interesting. And the money that he is offering is not going to attract anyone
Thank you. And
to
that's my only
uproot
argument.
their
We
life.
take
They're already struggling
All
here.
right.
Not to cut you
Let,
off, but that's my only
Go
argument
ahead.
is again, if it was,
let
I
me
don't think the droves thing would be that simple. And I only said that because I feel like I don't think it wouldn't work. What I think it would have to be is strategic. And so, like Lady D said, you have to sell something really good for somebody to give up their opportunity here to go create an opportunity for themselves and others somewhere else.
You have
Because again,
this is
initially,
home
and
for
this is
them
coming
though.
from a young person who hangs out with a lot of young, educated, well-rounded Jamaicans who came up here, even some that just came up here from 5 years ago just to go to school, very educated, and would love to go back home. But the reality is that opportunity isn't there. And like they said, some places they're just too bad mind. And so it makes it hard to want to do what sounds beautiful.
okay. Go ahead, Don.
uh,
You were gonna say something to Queen because that wasn't Queen. That was me talking and Jai talking.
no, the question, no, it wasn't, I wasn't addressing it. I was going to make a general point to the panel.
Okay.
All of you, just ponder this. All of the upper average Jamaicans that I like to call them, the upper class Jamaicans that live in Jamaica right now,
Mm.
that drive all of these nice cars and have all of these nice houses and has never left Jamaica,
Yes.
but
Yes.
they have their education.
Mm-hmm.
How did they achieve that? Through their education.
Mm-hmm.
They have never left Jamaica and they have nice houses up in the suburbs. They drive nice cars and their kids go to the top of the line school. and they were educated right there in Jamaica. So I am saying the same way these Jamaicans that stayed in Jamaica and achieved their education and made something of themselves. Why is it so hard for Jamaicans that come abroad with even a higher level of education in some cases? That's
Because
Jamaica.
Dan, you and I,
Why
that's
is
not the reality for
Dan,
everybody.
Dan, you and I don't know. Say a whole heap of them, when at these high society place, what don't come from no garrison, and them don't come from a lot of those
it not have
areas.
nothing to do with
They
Lady
come
D. It not have
here.
nothing,
They
oh
come.
my Lord. It
What?
not have nothing to do with Garrison, Lady D. We not have nothing to do with Garrison. Forget about that, man. We're not talking about no Garrison. That's about your son and your daughter. My son, I have daughters. I have two daughters who have master's
Yes,
degree.
yes.
Okay,
And
and the
where
own
they're going when they go to
and,
Jamaica? Where they going?
and listen to me now. The own, like I said earlier, if we want to talk about the fear of violence and the lack of amenities, social amenities and whatever, then that's a different subject to talk about. But I am telling you, if Jamaicans with these top rate education go back to Jamaica, they can make it. Because it's not, 3/4 of Jamaica is semi illiterate. Did you know that?
You know this
Go, do
song.
you,
It's
go look it
you.
up.
If
Three
you
quarters
if
of
you live in
Jamaica
New
right now,
York,
2026, is semi illiterate.
if you know this song. If you live in New York, you can make it there. You can make it anywhere. It's up to you.
People believe that every Jamaican is a country where a lot of people is educated. No, most Jamaicans are semi-illiterate or totally illiterate.
Okay.
But then let's
Lady
talk
D.
about that. Hold on a second. Let's talk about that for a second. If you're talking about a lot of people being illiterate and they're paying to go to school, and then you want to bring droves of people down there, of course, to nourish the economy in a sense. And aren't those same people who are already in poverty still not going to be able to afford the teachers that are coming down there to teach their kids? Or are we going to go look at the government and ask for school to be free? That's another conversation. Is all I'm saying is that I don't see it working that way. It has to be strategic, and that's my argument.
But Dan still
Why
not
y'all so
answering.
hard on Jamaica? Y'all leave Jamaica
Dan,
alone.
We're not hard on them.
And
It's
stop
just
saying
the
hard on Jamaica,
reality.
y'all. I'm
Dan
pro
still
Jamaica.
don't.
You know that, Lady D.
Dan still don't. Listen, that's the land of my birth. That's
I
where I'm
know.
home. I'm not putting
And
down
I
Jamaica.
embraced it.
We
So
being real. We being realistic. We being a
Lady.
Dan. Yes, you gonna go next. The respecter. Dan still don't tell me where him two daughter them are gonna go work when they go to Jamaica. Go ahead, the respecter.
I never felt so alone in all my life. About 4 hours me dep on
It's how
boy.
you
And I
don't
just completely forget to me dep on the
don't
program.
forget about the long. You need to insert yourself like everybody else.
No, no,
please,
no, no,
the
no. It
respecter,
shouldn't
we
take that. Don't
definitely want to hear
sound
what you
right.
got to
Let's
say
It
not
because
don't.
you a
forget
Jamaican born blood and
It don't.
everything.
make your point, please. The respecter. Make your point.
See, listen. What the Prime Minister suggests again is a foolish suggestion. Dan Minot and everybody, listen. Jamaica have a high crime rate. Jamaica police is evil and wicked. There's not one good hospital in the whole Jamaica. The business is in Jamaica. Nobody can go back home with the expectation, with a degree, and say, okay, they're going to make this happen. Because most of the island, 1/3 of the island, is not developed right and proper. Poor people live there. People in need live there. It's not it make any sense what is being discussed. Jamaica government have a different mindset and their plans are illegal. Trying to motivate people to come there with the disease rate, the poverty, the crime and violence. It's not making no sense.
But the same thing is here too, you know. Really and
Queen,
Understandable.
queen, queen,
But let's
queen.
be realistic. The government that and that's what I'm that's the and I just feel like everybody keeps solidifying my point. My point again. If you're gonna have these people go down there in droves, what are they going to? What is the government? Let's be real. The hospitals, there's no private donors really doing too much with these hospitals. Those are all government facilities. Am I lying?
None of them no run good. That's why the doctor them not paying attention to
But
you.
no, I'm saying here, if we're going to compare and contrast, hospitals are government facilities. Is that incorrect? Look at the
No.
hospitals there. So you want me to send neurologists, not saying that they're not needed and that they shouldn't go. Like I said, it's a beautiful idea. It
Yeah.
just needs to be strategic because it can work if the government do what they're supposed to do and it's strategic and it makes sense. But we can't have these people go down there to what? They don't even have proper supplies to do their job. Of course they're going to turn around and go back.
And that's where it leads to corruption and breed crime. Poverty breeds crime.
Poverty
There you
breeds
go,
And
crime.
so
Dan. There you
and
go,
so the
Dan.
and so the brain drain will continue. That's what you all are saying. The brain drain will continue,
The
and the country will stay underdeveloped because
Not that it will continue, but something has to change for something
country's
to
gonna stay
change.
the country's gonna stay undeveloped until we have a proper government that is really, really, really for the people of Jamaica and not for themselves. Whether it be JLP, whether it be PMP, whether it be what's the next one in the blue and the next one. Whoever, the only way Jamaica would stand a chance is if we get a government in there that is for the people.
Yeah, because people are willing to go
Not
back,
for
but
the
they just
people
want
to
to
be
change
for
it.
the
Yeah.
government.
Yeah.
It's just not going to work. Right now, as tight as Jamaica is and what Jamaica is going through. I don't say nobody no deserve a raise, But such a high raise that even our prime minister have taken right now in the catastrophe that Jamaica
Highest
faced.
paid prime minister in the Caribbean.
What a 20 mil, 2 million, how much
Yeah.
$1 raise with the way that the crisis that Jamaica is in, and then you coming on telling people about have picnic for do what? Where we can't, where they cannot afford. How many children right now is suffering in Jamaica?
Yeah.
And we don't know, say half of the people them out there in these big extravagant houses, they work here, them send their money back, they build their houses, etc. They were born in the wealth, or born in a comfortable situation that's passed down from generation to generation. They're in these elite offices because they rub shoulder with the right persons. Okay. So that is what you look at. You're saying people supposed to leave America. Go down there and do what? Go down there and do what? Right now, the biggest jobs down
We
there
all
is call
stay here and be
center.
second class citizens to this government that we have here.
Well,
I
they
tell you
need to
what.
go down there and go get some land and then farm on those lands. And I don't know. I don't know the answer. I'm not going to tell anybody I know the answer to 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 this situation here and what is being asked. But I know there are how many Jamaicans, including myself, that will love to go to Jamaica and live. I don't know. And I know of persons who migrated to Jamaica and have to come back. Some go down there for 3 months, some go down there for 6 months, some come back. But to say permanently, I don't see them. They don't see them. Someone said to have kids for those perverts to kill them and rape them off.
Mm.
Stay
I
here.
tell you, if they stop kidnapping them, they'll have enough kids. Mm.
Stay here. We prefer stay here and get the disrespect and second class citizens
But Dan,
and all
you
of that.
still
That's what
don't.
we are.
Dan, you still
Let's
don't
stay.
answer
Let's
me.
stay here then.
Dan, you still don't answer me and tell me what your kids going there to do, and which facility your children first is going to go apply for jobs.
I'm saying, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong because
No,
I
this
know I know there are jobs available in Jamaica, but there's not enough qualified people to fulfill those jobs. The high end jobs I'm talking about. I'm not talking about them little
what
ordinary.
high
I'm
end
talking about
jobs to be
skilled
a
jobs and
working
academic jobs.
working as a doctor. The best thing you can do. Most of them down there is trying to have them own private practice, and
So
people
what's
who
wrong with
can
that?
who don't have
What's wrong
money,
with that? What's
who
wrong with that?
people who don't have money to pay them. So people don't have money to pay them. So therefore, what's gonna happen to them
We're too
when
selfish,
when
man.
it
We supposed to.
fluctuates?
We
When it
supposed that
fluctuates,
if you're gonna run your own private practice, you take one day and volunteer at the hospital. What's so hard with that? One
because
day, out of 10 days, volunteer at the hospital, and
because
the other 5 days you run
half
your private practice.
half of them
But
done it
no,
in
no,
their own country and
everybody run them
second
to
class.
hospital and go work private practice and suck the blood out of the sufferer
Half of them
to come
down there,
pay for
half of
themselves.
them down there is second class in their own country. In our own country, them down there, them is second class. Them have the Chinese, them come in and take over the place. Them I put them on this. Let me talk English. Let me talk American English. They have the Chinese there, and they give the Chinese the buildings and put our people on the streets to sell products. So they're second class already in their own country. So if they're in another country where they're second class and they're benefiting and they're able to live, then I guess I will choose being a second class in another country and able to live than being put on the streets. No, I mean you damn if you do, you damn if you don't. I mean, like really, they're second class in Jamaica.
Jamaica will never get any better. That's all I know.
Yeah.
With the mindset that we as Jamaicans who live abroad have, it will never
No,
get any better.
what up to now? You not tell me where your two daughters they gonna go down. They gonna do. So I don't know how you gonna badger Jamaicans in general, Dan.
Let me close by saying
Yes.
what we should be talking about is pressuring the government to get a grip on crime.
Yes.
And crime is the main thing why most Jamaicans don't go.
Yes.
It's not about poor health care and this and that. Crime
Yes.
is the most because if Jamaicans return home, believe me, and Jamaicans will jump on a plane and go to Miami go get the health care and come home because they can't afford it. So that is not the crime is the problem.
Yeah.
Crime.
Yeah. And even the politicians right now they fly out of Jamaica and come to Miami and all the other countries to get their medical
So if
care.
you have your education and you got Jamaica in one top class about Jamaica and you have your visa. You have your visa. You come to Miami, come to your doctor if you can't get the proper health care where you want in Jamaica. You come to Miami.
But crime cannot be controlled because
to
we're
these
finding that
doctors,
the government itself is committing some of
what
these crimes.
happens to the doctors and all of these people, all of these professionals that migrates from Jamaica and go back there and don't have the customer service, don't have the clientele, because these same individuals, them that's going down there is flying out of Jamaica and going to America for the same care where they consider to be free.
So only thing Jamaica is gonna be is gonna really get any better is poverty if we don't address poverty. How do we address poverty? If you go back to the same argument, it's poverty. It's poverty, and if the brain drain continues, Jamaica will always be in poverty because as soon as the doctors and the lawyers and the nurses and the teachers graduate and them just left Jamaica and come abroad, come work. So it's brain drain leads to poverty.
Brain drains lead to government leads to brain drain definitely leads to poverty, but government plays a big part in poverty, holding down the areas, keeping them confined in a way where these people cannot grow.
We must demand more from our politicians. That's another argument.
That's a definite.
Those are the things we should be discussing.
Yeah,
that's a definite. More from our politicians, but don't tell me is a bad thing for Jamaicans go and go build them.
No, I never said it's a bad thing. I said when they go there and they do not have the customer service, they do not have the clientele. They are in the neighborhoods that is looking for their downfall, not assisting in any form of way
Lady,
to uplift them. Then what are they going there for? To fail and to come back.
Lady
That's
D,
what I'm saying. Yes, Darespecta.
we're gonna have to disappoint our brother tonight. Our brother is not going. Our brother is all about education. He's all about. He have the right mindset as far as that is concerned, having a degree and all these things. But the way Jamaica is, it is very impossible with a corrupt government. Hospitals that's not running right and proper. The ghetto, there's sections of Jamaica that's designed to keep people poor
Down.
and in need.
Yes, exactly.
Poor and in need.
We have a lot of them that migrate from there. You think they migrate because the ones who was is living well from day one, of course they're there. And the
Yeah,
ones them
yeah,
that is there, this the one them that can't escape to make better for themselves. So the
yeah,
ones
yeah,
them
but
that is here now, you want them to leave when them have and go back to the poverty.
yeah,
Make
yeah,
it
yeah.
make
But Butcher
sense.
said those who can run will run, and those who cannot run will have to stay. That's
Done.
Right.
I
That's
guarantee you, done. So you
but
wouldn't allow your daughter with a bachelor degree to go anywhere in Jamaica go work.
yeah,
If
that's
your
that's
daughter will tell you she go Jamaica go work, you would have say hell no.
the who have it is living in those areas where it's secured and they are fine and they're living wonderful lives. They know who they're rubbing shoulders with. Those are the elites of the elites. The ones who
Uptown.
and,
are able to get away,
and most of them and most of them was not born in wealth. They gained wealth through their education.
yeah, they gain wealth because they gain wealth through their education because their parents had the finances to put them through certain schools.
Okay, man.
Or they did
We,
farming and
we,
put
we,
them through
we
school.
disagree,
Yeah, we
right?
are
But
need.
somebody don't want to do farming no more.
And I'm
Mm-mm.
telling you, the time
We
God
agree to
left with.
disagree. That's it.
We agree to disagree. But yeah,
Yeah.
it would be wonderful if we can go back to Jamaica, not just to breed up the place and have picnic, but to make life, to be happy in where whatever communities we choose to live in. Okay. So yeah, I'm not one to tell Jamaicans don't go back home. Go back home. But when you're going home, make a plan. Either have a good savings, have some type of income that's going to be coming into you when you're there. But until you establish yourself, to me, if you have a house there, that's a plus. If you don't have a house there, you have to have a strategy because always, you know what? When you're always shelling out money and money is not coming in and coming in to to divert the expenses, you end up depleting your savings. So know what you're doing when you're going, set up a plan, and everything will be lovely. We have to go. We have to go.
Can I add to that quickly?
Go ahead, real quick.
Instead of making babies, the government should advise people, the woman and the man, box a condom.
The people ever try build up them country. I want
Lady, you have a Cool G, she wrote something. It's been
yes,
up there
Gigi,
for a
I
while.
put them up and I'm trying to say it, but how do you know that the food you're consuming is real or fake? And then the next question is the government going to support you when you have these children? Yeah, that's the
Mm.
question. They can't support who is there. So I don't know what more people they want to come there go have and have more babies and all of
Yeah.
that. Yes, I
Mhm.
totally agree with Dan concept. Dan, I'm loving your concept that we Jamaica will never be better if we don't go home and try to make it better. I totally understand what you're saying, and it will be a
The
lovely
brain
thing.
drain will continue. The brain drain will
The
continue.
brain drain will continue. Boy, I
Yeah.
tell you. Man, Queen, what you want to say and tell the listeners before we get off?
It's been a pleasure. This, I tell you, the time went by so quickly. I guess the topics were real, right? But I enjoyed it as usual, and I enjoy sitting back and also listening to the panel. Y'all have some good ideas and some good things on your mind. And let's see what we can do. You never know. It takes a village to change things. So you
Thank
never
you.
know.
Thank you.
Remember,
Thank
just
you.
just keep on thinking about us and share it with your friends, your neighbors, your colleagues, and let them know that we have some very good things going on over here.
Hey,
Peace out.
Jai.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, it's always a pleasure being up here with you guys, hearing everyone's opinions and perspectives. Just always keep being optimistic, and thanks for joining.
All right, Noni. Noni the juice, the
Okay,
sports
okay, I'm here. Oh, it's been a ride tonight. I just want to say, Jai MC, y'all be powerhouses on here. Like, whoa, it's been a minute since
Mhm.
I've been here, but seems like y'all got more powerful since I left. So, since I haven't been here, but it's definitely like Queen said, it's always a joy to hear the different reasoning perspectives, on here live, and the callers, Don and everybody. So thanks to everyone for their input and all the listeners who are listening on the different platforms. Have a great night. We always enjoy you. Listen in again on next Reason Thursday. Good night.
MC.
Hey, good night, everyone. Always a pleasure spending my Thursdays with you. Panel always firing as usual with the ideas and thoughts and all the perspectives. Thank you, callers and guests and audience, for always joining with us. You make this possible with you giving your all your attention and time to us. And you know what? And so I was, hear me go. I'm just gonna end it there, right? Thank you again. See you next Thursday. I appreciate all of you. Good night.
Good night. Darespecta.
Just a word of advice. If you're struggling financially, how is having a baby going to make your life better?
Yo.
I got one more thing to say, Lady D. Lady D, one more thing.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Noni.
Jamaica love.
I
I
want to
wanna
see
be Jamaica love.
Jamaica,
All those who were honored, all the
Jamaica.
artists, big ups to all of them.
Don.
Yes. And big up to Jesse Jackson.
Big up to Jesse Jackson. Don, you still here with us?
Yeah,
You want to say River, don't you?
yeah. It was enjoyable. I really had a good time with the
Good
discussion.
night, Don.
we
Good
we
night, my sister.
we're gonna figure it out, Don. We're gonna figure it out, and we're gonna figure it out together. We're all gonna figure out. You and the Reason Thursday panel. We're gonna figure it out.
All right.
All right. Blessings to each and everyone. Thank you all so much for joining us. We ask you to share, 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 share. Go back to our YouTube channel and visit some of the other programmings. Like, subscribe, and get notified when our programmings are on. Want to say big shouts once again. Go out to YouTube's radio to the Victorious 89.1 FM. Dr. J, you need to call in sometime. And big ups to the Victorious 89.1 FM family and crew. Good night, Blossom. Good night, Cool G. Good night, Two Face. Blessings, Donna. Donna, big shouts go out to you, Sharon, out there. All of you all that commented and been texting me here as well. Let's grind. Big up yourself. Saturday, check me out, Sir Alexander. We'll be right here on the Lady D Show. Loving it to the max. Until next time, be safe, be good, smile, and treat people like how you want to be treated. Arrivederci.
Arrivederci.
Good night, everyone.
Woman want good love. Now sympathize. Woman want good love every night. Right up. Yo, my girl.